Hello, Paul. It's Patrick here again from Strategic Lead Services. So I just wanted to send this short but informative video here for you, and hopefully it's going to be 5 minutes or less. I just wanted to cover some of the gaps in optimization because it's not information I included in any one of my other videos, but hopefully I can highlight something that will help you moving forward, whether or not we're working together or just something to bring back to your web team. So as you can see, I have your website up here, and I think the first thing I just wanted to highlight is if you look up here at your top, it's your title tag for your website. It's saying Your Baltimore Lawyers. So that's the title. That's what you're telling the search engines, essentially what the theme of your website is. And so if I hop over here to the search engine, so this is your listing. It's saying something different to More Personal Injury Law in this one. I have seen Your Baltimore Lawyers, but basically the point is this is the information, firsthand that you're telling the search engines what to recognize you for. Yes, the search engines are going to come through, crawl your page and the content and use that, but this can be kind of important, and to demonstrate that, I'm going to use this tool, which is going to show us. So basically, as you can see here, if I did Your Baltimore Lawyers, so that's now showing up down here. That's the title tag, as it's shown here, which is the More Personal Injury Law. So at times Your Baltimore Lawyers is going to show up. And then the other thing that it's saying is, the other information it's giving us is put our past experience working for big hospitals, doctors, and insurance companies to work for you. So this is the other thing it's reading, and what it's really reading here is it's just grabbing this information over here on your home page. That's why kind of making sure you have content on your home page, or the title that the page is going to read is important, because at this point what it's doing is just, well, that's not what I wanted to do. So what it's doing here is grabbing that, and so basically I've recreated what your ad is looking like down here, and it's just, this is valuable real estate that you have on a search engine, and your web team is in control of all these things. You can control what your title tags and what your meta tag descriptions are. For instance, instead of doing this, you could be doing something more like Baltimore Personal Injury Lawyers, and then I don't know, DC Malpractice Lawyers. And that's given the search engines a lot better description of maybe the type of thing you want to be found for. And then furthermore, you can, you have some real estate to work with as far as your description. You can be saying Maryland's best personal injury lawyers and medical practice. I'm not spelling that right. Firm, and then you can put serving Baltimore, but I'm not going to finish filling that out, but that's just the point. You have these options to optimize and customize these features, and currently on your site now, that's not what is happening. So the second thing I would want to point out is that content is important. There's not a lot of content specifically where it's not really tailored or optimized on your home page. Just as a cross example, I wanted to bring up Price Benowitz again. So here's their home page, and as you can see, they just have a ton of content. They have at least 1,500 words here, which is important. They have a lot of different keywords and things like that. And then if I go to maybe one of their more specific pages, like Personal Injury Washington, D.C., so their title is DC Personal Injury Lawyers, and then once again, they have quite a bit of content. And that's really important. your page doesn't quite follow that same format. For instance, if I go to medical malpractice, it's leading me to medical malpractice guide. It's not saying anything about location, like Baltimore medical malpractice lawyers, anything like that, which is probably more of what you would want. And just, a quick to drive home the point on content. If I were to type anything into the search engine here, like scuba diving, one of the first things you always see is Wikipedia come to the top. Scubadiving.com wins this time, but the reason Wikipedia always shows up is not because they have a super attractive looking website, but because they have the most authoritative website. They have tons of content, and it's millions of links going through Wikipedia, and that's essentially why content is so important. And then, just more on that idea about content, there's opportunities on your page, for instance, to get more local optimization. Instead of each of these just leading to your contact page, they could be a specific contact page that talks about you being a Baltimore injury lawyer, or an Annapolis injury lawyer, and have a good 1,000 words of content specifically talking about the location and the services that you're offering. And then other than that, really, it's all about kind of the site metrics. I've showed you this before. This is you with the 69 referring domains and the 4,000 backlinks, and then Price Benowitz obviously has 576 domains and tons of backlinks off to that. And more importantly, their backlinks are niche specific, so they're getting the topical trust flow of other legal websites, while your site is more focused on other things, not quite the legal websites like you want. So this is just some basic information I wanted to give you about optimization and where there are gaps there. And these are things I would pursue with your current web team, no matter how you decide to move forward in the future. So hope that helps.